Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to beautiful Palm City, Florida. We are so happy to have all of you here for our 2020 State of the County Address. It's my honor to serve as your MC, and I appreciate very much Chairman Jenkins giving me one more opportunity at this. Thank you, Chairman. I have a couple of different functions this morning. The first one is to introduce some of our elected officials that are here, and then I have a couple of formal remarks, and then I will introduce the star of the show. From Congressman Brian Mast's office, Angel Robertson is here. Where is she? Good to see you, thank you. Tell the Congressman we thank him for all of his efforts for us here. We also have Darlene Van Riper, who is representing Senator Gail Harrell, right here in the front. It's interesting that we're going to start with the son and then get to the father later on, but Connor Mortel is here, representing Representative Oberdorf, who's also from Palm City, Representative Oberdorf. We thank him for his service as well. Lots of my commissioner colleagues are here. We'll start with the elder statesman of the board from District 1, Doug Smith. That's right, elder statesman, 20 years in, I think we can give you elder. The new kid on the block, and I guess she has to keep that title until we get another new kid on the block, Vice Chair Stacey Hetherington. And of course, I've already mentioned him, representing us very well from the South County, Harold Jenkins. You'll get to hear quite a bit from her, the leader of the team, Miss Taryn Krista. And she has a lot of heavy-duty backup with her, Deputy County Administrator Don Donaldson. Assistant County Administrator, Hocus Pocus, George Stokas. And the woman who's responsible for trying to keep us all straight? Yeah? Okay. Legally straight, Miss Sarah Woods, our county attorney. Now, while we're still on county staff, we don't have the opportunity to mention them all here, our superstars. But if you are a county employee, would you please stand? Thank you very much. Many of you have heard me say in the past, as elected officials, we get all the credit or the blame, and in Martin County, there's a lot more credit than blame. And as elected officials, we get all the good jobs. We get the golden shovels and the big scissors. Everything in between the golden shovel and the big scissors happens by the staff that just stood up and countless more. Taxpayers Association here, I don't want to tell you how many more, but hundreds and hundreds of employees that are doing a great job to make this the community that we so love. We are very fortunate to have some constitutional officers here as well. Clerk of the Circuit Court and Controller, my friend Carolyn Timon. Our tax collector, whose name is across millions of envelopes every year, and everyone looks at it and they say, I wonder how that's pronounced. I'm going to give it a shot. Ruth Petruszewski. And as Helen McBride would say, our representatives from the city of Stuart, which is in Martin County, we have our mayor, Mayor Mike Meyer. Good morning, Mayor. And also one of his new commissioners that came onto the board with him, Merritt Matheson. Their city manager, who really wears many hats and is really a superstar in our community, David Dias. Connor's dad, the city attorney, my dear friend, Mike Mortel. Now I'm going to share with you something. I was at one of their meetings recently, and I was watching them do their job, and I was so thankful to be in the audience that day. And if you notice, except for Kelly Glass Layton and Eula Clark, everyone else sitting on the dais in the city of Stuart has the same first and last initial. Now you're thinking it through. Think it through. They all have the same first and last initial. That's what I was thinking about during the meeting. From Jupiter Island, our friend Mayor Whit Padeau. And the assistant town manager, or I gave you a demotion or promotion, Michael Ventura. Very well represented from the town of Ocean Breeze, Mayor Karen Ostrand. I saw her. Hi, Karen. The president, Ken DeAngelis. Everyone knows Ken. There he is. And council member Bill Arnold. That's him right there. We are also very well represented by our fantastic school district, starting with our superintendent of schools, Lori Gaylord. And school board member, Krista Lee Roberts. Krista Lee Roberts would like you to take the survey. If you have not yet taken the survey, she has little cards that can give you that information. I'm sure you can go on the school district's website and fill out the survey. And the chair of the school board, Marcia Powers. And she snuck in right at the last minute and got a check mark on my list. The original mayor of the village of Indiantown, now council member, Susan Gibbs Thomas. Now this is the awkward part where there's some elected officials sitting here saying, why didn't he mention my name? If you are that person, please stand and wave. Wow. Laura Beaupre, you got everybody on the list. Now, since we're in America, if you would all please stand and join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Thank you very much. I just have a couple of introductory remarks for Ms. Krista, but I don't see them here. I have no idea. Just give me 1 second. I probably left them in the car. 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right back. 1 second. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. I apologize for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Taryn Krista.
Did you follow the order?
Thank you, Commissioner Campy, for that. That's a really tough act to follow. So I didn't run here today, but I do get the chance to run this county. And I do start my days energized by what we continue to accomplish on behalf of our residents and visitors to keep our environment safe and to move our community forward every single day of the year. While we provide services to 85% of the county, there's an important part of what we do that takes place in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C. Advancing legislative priorities, we advocate on behalf of all Martin County residents, focusing on issues that are essential to the health and well-being of our community. In Tallahassee, we stand with the Florida Association of Counties to support funding of initiatives, home rule on various issues, and the reauthorization and full funding of Visit Florida. Simply put, we think it's vital for Martin County to develop and implement community-based solutions to our local problems. Home rule protects those rights. Like all Florida communities, our locally owned businesses rely on visitors to keep their doors open, and Visit Florida provides support for tourism in counties throughout Florida, including ours. We also support dedicated funding to restore the Southeast Florida Coral Reef Tract and the Florida Resilient Coastline programs. At the federal level, our priorities remain focused on water quality and our environment, and some of the smallest creatures who call the St. Lucie Estuary their home. We are petitioning the United States Fish and Wildlife Service to request that the St. Lucie Estuary be designated as a unique critical habitat for 5 fish species, and have these 5 species recognized and documented as a threatened or endangered under the Endangered Species Act. In past years, we have faced challenges in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C., and right here in our own backyard, with environmental, economic, and health concerns resulting from red tide, algae blooms, and discharges from Lake Okeechobee. But it's not so much the challenges that we faced as our efforts in achieving solutions to those challenges. Our employees focus on best practices and fiscal stewardship in order to provide programs and services that are customer-driven, cost-effective, and responsive to the ever-changing needs of our community. Whether ensuring we have quality drinking water, responding to an emergency, providing early literacy programs, maintaining our roadways, or providing beautiful parks and beaches, their collective efforts create a meaningful impact. It is now my distinct pleasure to take you on a journey through some of the highlights of last year. Infrastructure is the backbone of our community, and its health is critical to ensuring that we have the tools necessary for performing our day-to-day functions. Public buildings, roads, drainage, water and sewer, these are all essential elements required to make Martin County work, and it's our job to make investments in them to keep our systems strong. In 2019, Capital Projects and Utilities partnered on several neighborhood restoration projects. Working together, they replaced pipes, resurfaced roads, regraded swales, and provided residents in Palm Lake Park and North River Shores a solution to eliminate septic tank and drain field systems by connecting to the county's wastewater system. Let's listen in as Capital Projects Manager George Zarma and Utilities Chief Project Manager Phil Keithley walk us through the North River Shores project.
What looks like a gorgeous new house in North River Shores on the outside
This is our vacuum pump station.
does not exactly have what you would expect on the inside.
These are the controls for the vacuum pumps that are located in the next room that we will take a look at.
Built in 2019, the pump station aesthetically fits into the neighborhood, looking like a regular home, all while pumping solid waste from 292 homes in the neighborhood.
And essentially what happens is the homes flow sewage into a valve, what we call a valve pit. And once it gets to about 12 or 15 gallons of sewage in the bottom, a pneumatic valve opens up the valve itself and allows it to actually evacuate all the wastewater into the system, and then travels back to the vacuum pump station here at about 60 miles an hour into our collection basin.
Chief Project Manager for the Utilities and Solid Waste Department, Philip Keithley, says that a study done in 2015 showed that effluent from septic tanks in this neighborhood and others was getting into the river. That effluent containing the phosphorus and nitrogen nutrients.
Those two components of fertilizer heavy in the system, and once we got infiltrated with flows from Lake Okeechobee, boom, we have algae blooms.
So with the board's direction, 10,000 septic tanks in Martin County are planned to be removed in the next 10 years. But perhaps the actual construction is not the most significant aspect of the project.
2019 is when we really got started, because we did our first joint project with Capital Projects, Public Works, to work together for Public Works and our system to come in at the same time.
We take pride in our relationship with other departments in the county. After all, we're all on the same team. In years past, you know, not really much to their wrongdoing, but several departments have their own funding mechanisms. So they identify and prioritize projects and fund those projects accordingly. And a lot of times in the past, it didn't seem to line up.
Capital Project Manager for Public Works, George Zama, says that several years ago, his department and the Utilities Department got together to prioritize projects.
We've worked hand in hand to align our priorities of these neighborhoods, and what's happening is we're doing a lot of the underground work, the sewer and the drainage together, or in a jointly phased project, and then we're coming back in a second phase to actually pave the roadways.
And this is what happened here last year. Public Works replacing aging infrastructure, and Martin County Utilities and Solid Waste working on septic to sewer conversion. Two departments working together to save taxpayer money and to get the job done quicker.
When we install multiple infrastructure items in one neighborhood, the cost goes down.
Nearly 300 septic tanks and drain fields near the river are now removed, and old metal rusting pipes and deficient swales and drainage rebuilt and replaced.
In 2019, the North River Shores neighborhood received completion of sewer, revitalized drainage system, and brand new roadways. We repaired several sidewalks, and they got upgrades to all the traffic signage. So it's a completely new neighborhood.
The quality of life Martin County residents enjoy is what sets our area apart. It draws people here to relocate and ensures that longtime residents stay put. From our beaches and parks to our artificial reefs and scenic waterways, this intangible concept is vital to preserving our reputation as an ideal place to live, work, and play. Jensen Beach, one of our main beaches located in northeastern Martin County, is the most highly used asset that we own. It typically brings in around 500,000 visitors per year. Our Parks and Recreation Director, Kevin Abate, shares the concept behind upgrades to create full-service destination beaches like the newly renovated Jensen Beach.
Jensen Beach, along the northernmost coastline in Martin County, has seen nearly $1 million worth of renovations to make it a more family-friendly destination.
Having beaches that are free and well-maintained and well-kept beaches is a priority.
Kevin Abate is the director of Martin County Parks and Recreation. He says that about 6 years ago, the theme of creating full-service destination beaches began.
And we knew that if we improved our facilities, such as our security, our amenities, remodeling our restrooms, improving our cafe services, and in general maintenance services, we knew that that is what it took to become more of a destination. And
recent improvements to the guarded beach include new parking features and a new drainage system, renovated bathrooms, sea turtle-friendly lighting, new landscaping, and new showers also welcome visitors. There's also a new high-tech security system.
Well, there's two cameras. One's it's called an LPR, license plate recognition. So we capture everyone's license plates in or out. And the second one is called an overhead camera. And they're all both infrared, so we don't really need any light.
But why would you need license plate readers in the middle of the night? Well, the beach is open 24 hours a day.
We changed the law a few years ago and created basically a toes in your sand policy. So our visitors and residents are welcome to use the public beaches 24 hours.
Kevin says Martin County is one of only a couple of places in Florida where you can enjoy the waves in the middle of the night. A new policy also allows alcohol while on the sand.
So we actually have the ability that you could come here with a drink if you want, and you still have to abide by the governing laws of open carry, but you can come here and have a drink on the beach and feel safe that, it's okay.
He says this unique experience, along with more special events such as the always popular Mother's Day brunch, will only bring more tourism dollars to the local economy.
We want people to come here. We want them to remember all the good things and experiences they had and then tell their friends to come visit Jensen Beach.
Wow. So if you have not been to Jensen Beach in a while, you might want to just go and check it out. Or visit one of our other beaches or parks or more that are more than 15,000 acres that we have here in public land. Community may simply be defined as people with common interests living in a particular area. However, it can also mean a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. The latter definition is what binds us all and makes Martin County such a special place. Whether this means helping our neighbors in need or working together to enhance our neighborhoods, a strong sense of community represents an understanding that we are all in this together. Every day, your Martin County employees touch the lives of our citizens. John D. Rockefeller once said, "I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity." Participating in the relief efforts after Hurricane Dorian, the county provided financial concessions for transports and hangar space for staging supplies at Witham Field, Martin County's local airport. Watching our community come to the aid of our neighbors in the Bahamas was truly inspiring, and I am glad that we were part of it. Another opportunity to provide aid to the community came when the Office of Tourism and Marketing assisted local businesses that were affected by water quality issues. Using a Red Tide Recovery grant from Visit Florida, they created a Live Like a Local campaign, highlighting all the great things Martin County has to offer through the eyes of the residents. The award-winning Live Like a Local campaign consisted of 9 videos highlighting water-based businesses here in Martin County. These videos were provided to the participating businesses as marketing assets completely free of charge. They earned 6 million impressions, over 100,000 website sessions, and garnered more than 165,000 page views. This campaign illustrates how funding for Visit Florida at the state level supports our residents and businesses here at the local level. Continuing the focus on communities, our distinct and eclectic neighborhoods are a large part of what makes Martin County extraordinary. From the historic fishing village of Port Salerno to Jensen Beach, the former pineapple capital of the world, the unique identity and livability of our areas shines through. Maintaining the character and integrity of our neighborhoods throughout infrastructure improvements, sound housing, and aesthetic enhancements is essential in creating and cultivating thriving communities. Looking to our far south, Hope Sound is just one of 6 community redevelopment areas, which we refer to as CRAs. Susan Corres, your manager of the Office of Community Development, shares an exciting project in the works. So let's hear more about that.
The CRA had an amazing year in 2019. We added a new staff member, so we are fully staffed. I have 3 project managers to take care of all 6 CRA areas, which is a huge step forward for us and for our projects.
Martin County's Community Redevelopment Agency, led by Susan Corres, had a big year. And one of their important pieces of revitalizing neighborhoods has finally started to come to fruition.
The Bridge Road Main Street project has been planned for a long time, and I'm really thrilled to say that here we are.
The project on Bridge Road between Dixie and Federal Highway includes new sewer and stormwater drainage structures, underground electrical services, increased parking, raised sidewalks, new lighting, enhanced landscaping, and connected sidewalks on both sides of the street.
All of those things improve our vehicular and our pedestrian safety. It increases corridor walkability, which in turn will increase the bottom lines of our Dixie Highway and Bridge Road businesses, and we think also include residents and visitors and give them a lovely destination to enjoy for years to come.
She says the residents here have always had a vision of turning Bridge Road into something more of a destination. Now that vision is turning real.
It just needs those particular infrastructure enhancements to actually bring it all together.
The project, Susan says, will be completed in the fall of 2020. And it truly is a game changer, not only for the Hobe Sound community, but for the CRA as well.
I think it's really going to be one of those projects that people can look at and say, that's where it started happening. That's where all things got connected and the vision started to come to life.
So the Office of Community Development has been working closely with our Growth Management Department on an extensive project to create a new article in our land development regulations, which we refer to as LDRs. And yes, we're hooked on acronyms. This LDR will focus exclusively on those CRAs. This article is referred to as Article 12, the new home for the land development regulations affecting the CRAs. Once complete, the revised LDRs will help implement the vision in each area's redevelopment plan to revitalize and restore the neighborhoods and town centers, encouraging economic investments and development while promoting walkability and a sense of community. The investment in these areas will provide a benefit to the surrounding communities and throughout the county as these vital amenities are constructed. Ensuring public safety is one of the core roles of local government, and it is not one that we take lightly. Whether it is making your sidewalks safe, addressing a mosquito outbreak, mitigating invasive vegetation, establishing health-related protocols, or responding to any other emergency, Martin County is ready.
1, 2, 3, push!
From new apparatus to new programs to new employees, Martin County Fire Rescue Chief Bill Schobel says 2019 was a banner year.
We were able to add 24 personnel, firefighter, EMTs, firefighter paramedics, to the streets.
Staffing levels went from 97 men and women per shift to 105. That means good things for Martin County residents.
We now have all of our frontline apparatus, so that's ambulances, fire engines, and ladder trucks. There's at least a paramedic on there, so they're all advanced life support units. We've also added a couple ambulances to the fleet because our call load is so up. In 2019, we ran just over 24,000 calls, and we see nothing but trending upwards for 2020 as well.
The Training Bureau had one of their busiest years.
2019 was a record year with live fire training, and we had the most we've ever had.
A new job aid for EMTs and paramedics was rolled out. The hand-Tevi system helps first responders administer the right size equipment and dosages to small pediatric patients. The Fire Prevention Bureau began a new program called the Business Occupant Safety Survey that saves business owners money by allowing for fire safety self-inspections. Hurricane Dorian, our third hurricane in 4 years, was heroically managed by the Emergency Management Bureau.
The Bureau is led by Michelle Jones, who is our Emergency Management Director. She was just selected as Emergency Management Director of the Year in the state of Florida. Another feather in Emergency Management's cap, they were able for the first time to deliver on a pet-friendly shelter here in Martin County.
Ocean Rescue opened a state-of-the-art headquarters at Jensen Beach.
Our lifeguards staffing was brought up to the same levels they were 20 years ago in 2019. That's a big deal. Also 2019, we have a new radio system, our computer-aided dispatch system as well, that facilitates not only alerting crews in the field simultaneously instead of one by one We were able to simultaneously alert crews, so their response times are decreased, which is outstanding.
It's truly incredible what the men and women of Martin County do every day for our residents. As a matter of fact, everything that we do as a county organization is done for the benefit of our residents. We want to be able to connect with all of our residents, such as your library staff, who engages citizens of all ages in programs tailored to their interests. Veteran Services and Health and Human Services divisions connect with specific populations and provide assistance in a variety of ways. And your Metropolitan Planning Organization hosts safety events for kids and transportation needs workshops for adults. Through public outreach, citizen involvement, and the use of evolving technologies for communication, we are able to connect and strengthen the relationship between the county and our residents. And with continued dialogue and public participation, we can further improve upon our mission to provide reliable, efficient services. Your communications staff provides a behind-the-scenes look at the programs and people of the Martin County Board of County Commissioners with the Citizens Academy and Resource Education Series, which we refer to as CARES. This program is offered twice a year and is designed to provide attendees with an opportunity to learn what Martin County government is all about and to become better educated about what makes Martin County the wonderful county that it is. What do those participants think about this experience? Well, let's check that out.
I wanted to understand all there was to be a Martin County resident, understand what my role was, and understand how our community works.
The Martin Citizens Academy and Resource Education Series, or CARES as we call it, is an award-winning program that offers civic-minded citizens a hands-on, behind-the-scenes look at Martin County government.
I think it's a wonderful class. I mean, I really like knowing where my tax dollars are going, and some of the projects that we've seen so far have been eye-opening, fantastic.
Participants like Brett and Sharon McGinnis, who moved to Martin County in 2019, have learned about everything from how we control mosquitoes, to how we manufacture a street sign, to how a stormwater treatment area works.
I think Martin County is doing a wonderful job in informing the public on how they manage our taxpayer dollars.
Over a 6-week course, the class hears directly from department and division heads and other county employees working so hard to make Martin County the great place it is to live.
I obviously knew the portions of the government that you had within the community, but I am finding it interesting on some of the outreach programs that we have here and being able to actually put my hands on and see what the projects were.
Participants enjoy a variety of exciting field trips to facilities integral to making Martin County work, like the Traffic Control Center and the Water Treatment Plant, as well as our beautiful parks, beaches, and historic sites we maintain.
In addition to the CARES program, the Office of Communications is responsible for sharing timely and accurate information through our award-winning website and with creative and informative programming on Martin County television. And with more than 45,000 social media followers on our various social media platforms, we are reaching our residents every day. Whether we're offering a training opportunity, a chance to get involved in your community, sharing something that could impact you or your neighborhood that you live in, or where you may be traveling throughout the county, we make that information readily available. So those are some great highlights from 2019. But what does our future here look like? Martin County will plan, design, and build for resiliency. We will strengthen our plastic reduction efforts internally with a focus on best practices in our county facilities. We got a little highlight over here. So externally, we will do public outreach and education to encourage our residents and visitors to make environmentally friendly choices. Martin County will continue to be an innovative and progressive leader and provide cost-effective county services. To achieve this goal, we will remain focused on collaboration, innovation, and efficiency to maintain the high level of service that our residents have come to expect. Martin County will continue its focus on public safety as related projects take the forefront. We will be replacing or refurbishing 4 fire stations and build 2 new training facilities. These 2 training facilities will provide an opportunity to enhance the skill set of those in fire rescue and law enforcement who are responding to daily emergencies throughout the county. Martin County will continue to protect the environment and improve water quality. We are actively engaged in the review, evaluation, and development of a new Lake Okeechobee System Operating Manual, which is referred to as LOSUM. LOSUM is the guide by which the lake, levels of the lake, and flows out and into the lake are being managed. Our team is conducting research, evaluating options, providing input, and developing strategies to advocate on behalf of our residents, visitors, and your environment. Water quality isn't just about what happens with Lake Okeechobee and LOSUM. As a leader in the development of water quality improvement projects in our region, we will continue to invest significantly in this crucial effort and currently are on track to convert 10,000 septic systems to sewer over the next 10 years. This aggressive approach and your commissioners' commitment to implement this program has allowed Martin County to be in the forefront for grant opportunities that can alleviate some of the monetary impact to the property owners. As we continue our efforts to govern efficiently and effectively, Martin County will advance the timeline for 2 significant water quality projects by utilizing over $3 million in recent grants that was received from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. So in closing, I hope you learn more about the programs we have made this past year and how the dedication and commitment of all our employees make the accomplishments we talked about here today possible. I would like to thank the Board of County Commissioners for their continued support. We could not be successful in fulfilling our mission without their leadership, policy guidance, and their direction. And finally, as we begin another year, we remain committed to excellence in service. We resolve to continue investing in our community, and we will remain good stewards of your tax dollars. I am so thrilled by the steps that we have taken to build a strong community, and I am confident that whatever the future holds, Martin County will approach challenges with resilience, sustainability, and an environmental focus to protect what is most precious to us. So thank you for spending some of your morning with us today. And please take with you your copy of the annual report that's been provided on your table and share this with others so that they can see what good things we're doing here in Martin County. And so with that, thank you again. Thank you to my team for putting this together. I'm going to turn this back to Commissioner Campy, who's going to run out of the building in no time.
Ms. Krista, thank you very, very much. We're going to have you out of here on time, which business people always like on time. I'd like to thank the providers of this remarkable space. We're so fortunate to have it here in Palm City, so fortunate to have it here in Martin County. The folks at New Hope Fellowship, this beautiful room. I would also like to tell you that if you have an event or organization that would like to share this room, it is available for other events as well. That video that I came up with that you saw in the beginning would not have been possible if it were not for 2 people that helped. Bob Hoganson, who's right there in the back of the room. I don't know why they're so far apart. And my executive aide, Stacy McKinless, she drove the car, and Bob chased me around with the camera. That 5-minute video took 5.5 hours of me running around the county like a fool. Our community is what it is on several organizations, and many times they go unrecognized, so I'd like to take just a moment to recognize our 5 chambers of commerce, the Business Development Board of Martin County, the Economic Development Council, We are so fortunate. Now, most of us, if you weren't fortunate enough to grow up here, you moved here for a reason. And one of the main reasons that we did is our school district. Now, that starts with their top leadership and their board, but it's the teachers and the students and the administrative staff and the parents that make this community what it is. And I'd like to thank all those folks that work in the school district. Now, you're hearing a state of the county, but the county is a conglomeration of remarkable municipalities. Sewell's Point, Ocean Breeze, the new Village of Indiantown, and Jupiter Island. And it's because of those communities that work so well with us that we really do collaborate. And their issues are our issues, and their successes are our successes. So I'd like to thank all of the people that are representing municipalities. And of course, we're known as a charitable and a giving community, and that's because we have generous people that give of their time and their talent and their treasures, but they give them to not-for-profits that are so valuable in our community because the return on investment is so great. Government cannot, despite what some people might think, government cannot do everything and does not have all the answers. And what we really rely on that makes a community take it from where the government leaves off to operating and offering all those services is our not-for-profits. And I know there's so many of you in this room, we'd like to thank you. And lastly, of course, if you're in this room this morning, you are very involved in your community, you care about your community, you got up early and you came to beautiful Palm City, and it's because all of you in this room, I don't think any one of us could be excluded in making Martin County and the year that we just had, and I know how successful our year will be into the future because of all of you. So thank you very much and have a great day.